and welcome online money makers. And woo, do I have a good one for you here today. I am bringing you Greg Marshall, and he is like the guru for Facebook ads. Now, I know a lot of us, we get kind of scared about that. We're a little nervous. We don't want to lose our shorts like Blake said last week, or lose our minds or rip our hair out. But Facebook ads is something we really can do. In fact, Greg does this. He has lots of clients, and I will bet you dollars to donuts you've probably seen some of his clients' ads on Facebook as you're scrolling by. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk with Greg. He's going to talk to us a little bit about who he is and how we can get started even just for $5. Now, you know what's funny is that when he told me how much money he is spending on Facebook ads every day, it is like more than I spend in 6 months on my Amazon sponsored ads. So let me just tell you, this guy is crushing it and beyond. And so I'm super happy, excited to bring with you Greg Marshall today. So Greg, just start us off by telling us a little bit about who you are and maybe how you guys started doing this.
Yeah, so well, thank you for that nice intro. The way I got started was, I started a personal training company years ago. And I needed to basically figure out how to get clients, because when you get certified as a personal trainer, they don't teach you actually one of the most important things, which is how to get a client to train. And so what I did was I started working on learning how to market my business. And I went to a seminar where they taught how to do Facebook ads. And this is in the very early stages where it wasn't super popular yet. Okay. And a lot of these guys that were involved in organizations such as the show, the Shark Tank, they were using Facebook ads pretty aggressively. So I went to a seminar, they taught me how to do it, and then I just started working on it and fine-tuning my approach. And that's basically how I got into consulting people on how to do Facebook ads, is needing to get my own customers when I ran a personal training company. And it was very successful when we did it. And I just kind of fell in love with the whole process and decided to move into the industry 100% and help other businesses with their ads.
Wow, that's really cool, because it says that you created an experience for yourself that was so positive with it, and you got so good at it that you took on all these clients and dropped your other business, and now you have all these clients that you work with for Facebook ads. That's so cool. And like I say, you've probably seen some of his ads out there. So you have a lot of clients that you work with. I don't know that's a lot of management, but that's probably because you're really good at it, right? Are you good at this? How good are you at Facebook ads, Greg?
I like to think I'm pretty good at it. I do have an efficient system on how I manage everything. And, I just got my little checklist that I do every single day, look at the ads. And then I do have a small team that does help me on the back end for back-end tracking. So I don't do 100% all the work by myself, but I do focus mostly on the paid ads.
So are you, oh, there I go.
Yeah.
Are you a numbers person? There it was.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Are you like a really data geek numbers person?
Yeah, so I look at numbers pretty much all day long. So I spend more time looking at numbers than anything else, because that's how I drive decisions on what to increase budgets on, decrease, or where to move my budget into.
So you're a real strategy kind of guy.
Yes.
It's all about strategy.
All about strategy.
So tell us about one of your biggest successes. Maybe you invested $5 and you got $50 back. I don't know how that works with Facebook, because I personally do Amazon sponsored ads. So Facebook is a little bit different than that.
Yeah, so some of the bigger successes, do you want me to keep it budget relevant, or do you want me to share something that was a higher budget, or
anything you want to share? Anything you want to share. We love hearing all of it.
Yeah, so if starting on a smaller budget, it's definitely possible to spend $5 and get 5, 6, 7, 10 times your money back.
Nice.
It's easier to do that at a lower budget. The more that you spend and the more that you scale, your return on ad spend, which is $1 in, $1 back out, will get a little bit smaller, because you're actually widening the audience. So now you're no longer talking to the absolute perfect customers. Now you have to break into new markets. But the best probably success was last month. We got a 5x return on our ad spend, and we hit $250,000 in sales last month with one of my clients. And that was one of the bigger successes as far as a dollar in, dollar back out campaign.
That's pretty dang good. So you have a customer that is one of your clients, and you're doing his ad campaigns for him or her, and then you invest a certain amount of money, and you got and then the sales from that were $250,000.
Correct. Yeah.
Is there okay to ask how much you put in to get the $250 back?
Yeah, we did approximately 47,000.
47,000, and you get 250 back.
Yep.
Well, that's nothing to sneeze at right there.
Yeah.
I think if I had that kind of ATM machine, you find a way to make things happen, right? Well, congratulations, Greg. That's a really amazing success story that you have there. Yeah. So is it always that good, or sometimes it's just a little good?
No, sometimes. So that's the thing that I think a lot of gurus probably don't share is in order to get good results, you have to have a lot of not so good campaigns to test against. And so it's very common to have ones that just do $1 in, $1 back, or $1 in, 80 cents back. And you make adjustments until you can kind of fine tune your system and then scale it up. So yeah, absolutely. You're going to have some losses in there as you grow. And what you need to do is just make sure you're paying attention to, you're learning from those losses so that you can, expand.
Yeah, and then that happens in everyday life all around us. We actually do that too. I was just thinking how my husband drives long ways to work. He has a long commute, and he'll be like, well, when I filled up the gas tank at this gas station, I got 24 miles a gallon. When I filled it up here, I get 22 miles a gallon. And then I saved 2 miles a gallon. So he's like, the numbers are telling him, now I'm going to always get my gas over here at this place because it's better. But the same goes true with your ad campaigns. And that's so cool. So let's say we got our $5. That's what I want to do, and I spend more than that on my Amazon ads, but I want to start bringing those over to Facebook. So me asking these questions is great of you, because a lot of our users here, our members here are too. And let me just go out. I want to make sure I welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to, on Facebook. I'm just looking at our Facebook page. Welcome all of you who are watching today. I'm so excited that you're here. Welcome from Facebook. Welcome also those who are watching on YouTube. I'm excited that you're here. And if you like something that you hear, give us a thumbs up, a heart. We love that. If you know someone that's interested, share this with them, and tag them in the video. If you have questions, ask them. We would love to answer those live right here for you right now. So please feel free to do that. And take it away, Greg. Let's say I have $5. I want to get started right now.
Yeah. So if you have $5, let's actually walk through a process. So are you wanting to sell a product, hypothetically, a product or service? What are you looking to sell?
For me, in my case, it'll be a digital product, online course. Some other people might have a product. Maybe it's a print-on-demand product, or they have a Shopify store, something like that.
So I work with a lot of Shopify stores, and I work with course creators as well. So I can tell you, so let's take the course creator route right out the gate. $5 a day, what you can do, or $5, what you can do is I recommend running a video campaign, because you can make a retargeting audience, which is an audience of people who have watched the video at a much cheaper cost than any other way to do it. So you typically can get video watchers at anywhere between 3, 4, 5 cents. And if the video does really well, Facebook will reward you, and you can get it cheaper. And if you spend $5, you should be able to get a couple of hundred people watching that video, and then you would have built an audience that is interested because they watched the video, and then you can offer them a product.
So do you mean like a webinar funnel or something?
Yeah, so not necessarily a webinar. It could even just be like a piece of content that's helpful, right? So maybe you're giving away a few tips on, if you're doing a course, maybe you give away, how to actually do X, right? And it's maybe a 1 to 3 minute video. Then those people, you run an ad with that. You get the right targeted audience to watch it. Then you build your retargeting so that you can go ahead and give them an offer.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And then once we have those 100 or 200 people that have watched your video, doesn't that also train Facebook to know the kind of people that are interested in your offer or something like that?
Correct. So what you're actually doing is teaching the Facebook pixel on exactly who the types of people that like to watch your videos or take actions
Mm-hmm.
are. So over time, Facebook becomes smarter and smarter for you.
Mm. And then then that's where probably more profit comes in because they're able to cast that wider net.
Exactly. So that's basically what you want to do is you can take that first $5, start building awareness on whatever product or service it is that you want to get out there. And then from there, you can start to build a targeted audience that you show your products to, and they'll buy.
That's wonderful. All right. So let's say I have a product. Maybe I'm a private label creator of a product on Amazon, or I have a Shopify store. I don't know if Etsy or eBay applies to that either, but particularly Shopify, for example.
So if you have a Shopify store, what would you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then basically what you do is once you create that retargeting audience, then you would just show them an ad on, whatever it is, right? So of course, on Shopify, you show them an ad and drive them directly to the sales page where they can purchase.
Oh, okay. So what works better? We all see these ads in our feed all of the time. Everybody sees them scrolling by over and over and over again. And some of them are a picture, and some of them look like an animated GIF, and some are like a little video. Is one better than the other?
So that depends. Usually the way you want to create your campaigns is you want to target an audience, and then you want to show them picture, carousel ad, video, GIFs, different angles. So because each ad is going to speak differently to your target audience. Mm-hmm. Some people will convert off pictures. Some people will rather convert off video. So it's better to have more creatives than just one.
Oh, that's excellent advice. So when you're going to go put your ad out there, try 3 different kinds at the same time.
Yep. So you can try 3. You can even try more than that, but to start at least 3 so that your target audience is seeing different ways that you can communicate so that they can respond based on how they respond the most.
Oh, okay. So make one be like a photo or an illustration, and one be a video, and one be an animation. A character.
Yes. So a carousel would be like you have a couple of different images that you can kind of swipe to look through at what you have.
Okay, I see what you mean now. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. We have a comment on Facebook. Of course, Nick says he can't wait to hear what you're sharing with us today. Yeah. And let's see. Oh, this is great information. Thank you so much. Love this. Yeah, that's awesome. And also, I'm learning so much. So yeah, awesome. Yeah. Feel free to comment those. Thank you, Danny. As Danny's learning so much. Great to see you, Danny, as well. And these are both Danny. So great to have you here. These are great pieces of information. So I'm bringing you, I got my $5. I make a little graphic illustration or a carousel of images, and I'm ready to throw down my $5. So where do I go on Facebook to do that? There's an ad button probably, right?
So the best way to do it is to go to, it should be, and I always forget, it's either ads.facebook.com or adsmanager.facebook.com.
Okay.
But it's pretty easy. If you get confused, just do a Google search while you're logged into Facebook and type in, ads, and it'll take you to the page. But that's where you would do it. And you would do it within an ads manager, and you would put your $5 down, and you would start creating your audience and then your ad.
Okay, great. Does it take a long time to do this? Is it like, a big, like you got to sign up for the ads, and then I imagine you got to connect to your banking account and all that junk?
It takes, grand total, it'll take you a maximum of 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, then heck, $5 in 10 minutes, right? Why are we all doing this?
Exactly.
No wonder you love it so much, right? Exactly. Now I was wondering, how can you have all these clients? You have so many clients. Yep. And so how do you manage all of them? Well, if it doesn't take only a few minutes for each one a day, that's really great. Really great.
Exactly.
So, wow, you were telling me that you spend a lot of money every day on ads. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, like 5 figures?
Yes. And there's people that spend way more than that every single day on Facebook. So yeah, but there's a lot of ad spend, but we don't start there. So, you build your way up. And that's one of the big misconceptions I think people who haven't started yet is they
Yeah.
think, well, I don't have $20,000 right now to spend on ads. And really, you shouldn't start there. That's actually a bad idea. You want to start in the smaller budgets, $5, $10, $15 per day, and then go ahead and start to build from that.
And that makes complete sense. And that's exactly how I started doing my Amazon sponsored ads. It was that, hey, you know what? I'm going to say $50 this month or something like that, you know, or even $5 a day. But hey, $50 is my budget for this month, and I'm going to go create my ad campaigns, and then whatever return I get on that. But yes, then that $50 ends up, you know, 10xing over and more, double, triple that. For me, but whatever it takes, right? You put the money in, if you put the money in the ATM, it comes right back out. So then, and once you got a good system, then you just want to keep going with it. Because once that $5 is bringing you, what would we hope for to get back on that $5? Would we hope for $10, or would we hope to get $6 or $7? What is our goal, kind of what we'd like to see?
Initially, I would plan more on like $7 back initially until you optimize your campaigns.
Oh, okay.
Then you can see things as high as, you know, you're putting $5 in and you can get 25 back.
I love that.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's the idea.
You'll have your lowest numbers in the very beginning until you kind of optimize your campaigns.
Excellent. So if I'm putting in my $5, I'm really that's kind of me training the algorithm on Facebook to know who it is. So really that's just an investment, right? I'm just investing a cup of coffee at the coffee shop to get the numbers. And I may even get a cookie back, right?
Yeah, you might get a cookie or a donut back. So why not?
Exactly. And then that's when it really gets fun, it sounds like.
Yep. Oh yeah, and depending on, everyone has a different ambition level of how far they want to take things. So if you just want to have like something that's steady, but you're not taking on, you know, so much, you can do that. Or if you want to, you know, essentially take over whatever industry you're in, you can also do that as well. So you get to control what, you know, how aggressive you have to be. There is no set, you must spend this much or you must do this.
Oh. That's amazing. All right. So let's say that, you know, I'm brand new to this. I go create my advertising account. I've got my ads ready to go, my copy. So I go to the ad place and I get it started. How long does it take for it to start seeing results?
Got it. So it can take, depending on the main factor is your ad has to get approved. So there is an approval process with Facebook, just for quality purposes. But then after that, it can, you know, your ads can start distributing within an hour.
Oh, wow. Well, that's pretty amazing. So within an hour, and then I would get some data back, like with every day, or how does? Yeah.
So every single day that the ad is running, you can get almost up-to-date information on what's happening.
So then you can take that data and segment or fine tune it.
Yeah. So then what you do is you find, like, so in this instance, if you're using a video, you can see how many people are actually finishing the whole video, and that can tell you, all right, well, let's say 100 people finish the video. You might want to only talk to those people because you know those are the most interested.
So let's say, do you need to have all of these things on like a public profile Facebook page or something?
So all of these would be considered, you know, you'd want to have a Facebook business page.
Yes.
And then you run all the ads through there. And then on the back end, you can see all the data.
That makes complete sense. So you go to your Facebook business page, put up the little carousel of pictures, which I'm assuming is pictures. And an illustration, and then record a quick video.
Yep.
And then you can is that where you see the button that says boost? Does that have anything to do with it or no?
Yeah. So boosting a post could work. There's different times when you want to use that. For the cheapest result, though, I would recommend video views when you run it versus boosting the post. That's what I would recommend.
Okay, so because it's most cost efficient to run a video ad. So if you create a video on your page, whether it's a Shopify store or you're a digital content creator making courses, maybe even an influencer, and then you record a quick little video, and then that becomes your ad. At the end of the video, do you have a call to action to go buy something or like something, or is there a call to action?
So that's where the strategy comes into play on whether you want to have them purchase something right away, or if you want them to like your page or to leave a comment below or to, share the video. It's always smart to have some kind of call to action because people need to be led to wherever it is that you want them to do, right? So like, you don't want to leave it up to chance on them figuring out, oh, I should go to her website or I should do this. You want to just say, hey, if you like this video, go here and check this out and click here. The more information and details as far as direction you give the consumer, the more likely they're going to follow through with it.
Oh, okay. Is there an ideal length for a video that people's attention spans? Because it seems like they're so small nowadays. The attention span is like very minimal.
It depends. So this is how I always recommend is you focus more on the quality of the video, because just like a movie, when you go to a movie theater, if the movie's good, you'll sit there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You're out of there, right? So focus more on who you're trying to attract and what the message is and make it quality versus the length of the video.
Okay. So like 1 to 3 minutes, 5 minutes, less than 10, or is it just really the quality?
It just really depends, because I've had videos that have done really well at 60 seconds, and then I've had videos that have done really well at 20 minutes. So it depends on just how engaged you're able to keep the audience.
That's pretty cool. How neat. I love it. I love that. All right. So, and we've put our pictures up. We've created our account. We got our $5 in. We're starting to look at our data. And where's the point where most people like either say, you know what, this is amazing, awesome, I love it, or Facebook ads aren't working for me, I'm ditching this whole thing?
Usually they are too impatient with their strategy. And so
I want it now, Greg.
Yeah. So the impatience usually gets them only because I think it's newer to them, so they feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's easier to get rid of something that's uncomfortable. But if they look at their ad, the perception of $5 in, $5 back on day one is the equivalent of like trying to lose weight 100 pounds in the first day, right? You have to build some level of foundation before you can expect to see the huge results that someone wants. So that's usually where they get stuck, is where it's like, well, I tried an ad and I didn't make $10,000 off my $5 right away. This doesn't work. I'm done. That's usually where they get stuck.
That makes sense. We have that want it now mentality. Yep. Who doesn't want it now, right? Do you find that things are seasonal at all? Like, for example, when I'm running my Amazon sponsored ads, because Amazon is like the world's largest marketplace, people go there to actually buy stuff. And fourth quarter is our biggest time of year. So December, people are buying Christmas gifts and stuff. Is there things that are seasonal on Facebook as well? The ads are better sometimes they're just not. I mean, is there seasonal things to that?
So typically because Facebook works off of an auction, typically the ads are the cheapest starting in January. And the reason for that is because quarter four just ended and everyone puts their largest budget in Q4 because
I do.
Yeah.
I throw it all down in December, man, because I get it all back and then some. Yes.
Well, because they know buying behavior is people are pretty much trained to buy in November and December.
Yes.
So so on Facebook, ad prices will go up slightly just because there's more competition. But that doesn't mean you can't get a return, because you might pay a little bit more, but you might, but people are willing to buy more too. So so they usually go hand in hand. But yeah, seasonality, like as far as cost is concerned, is cheaper in early January, early parts of the year, more expensive quarter four.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. How about like during the month? Is there like the first of the month or end of the month, more people is there data that shows more people click or watch anything at a certain time, or even a time of day or month or week?
So right now, I'm sure there is data out there. as far as months, but I've noticed like a lot of times more sales, especially e-commerce wise, seem to happen on Friday, Saturday, and even Sundays, right when people are home, not working. And so that's a trend that I've noticed. As far as time of the month, I think a lot of it just has to do with your offering, and if you're talking to the right people, that usually dictates the results more than anything.
That makes complete sense. How about geographic location? So most of my Amazon sponsored ads are for US buyers, but of course there's Amazon all over and I sell all over the world, but we can target geographic areas, but does that make much difference in Facebook?
So it depends. So on Facebook, if you're trying to really get big, then the bigger the audience, the better. But if you're looking for the highest return, then you can break up your locations based on where you're getting the most buyers, right? So, because if you, let's say you target a city, well, there's only so many people in that city.
Yeah.
You can't spend, there's like a threshold of how much you actually can spend in order to get a positive return, where you start getting diminishing returns. But if you're trying to sell as much as humanly possible, you can sell globally. But you have to be careful and know what you're doing, or you can lose a lot of money too.
Yeah, I've been down both roads.
Yeah.
How about age groups? Is there certain ages? You know, on some social media platforms have a higher number of users that are different ages, but Facebook, they say, isn't it an older demographic now?
I have found that Facebook has the most buyers, and the reason for that is because probably the average user age is at least over 30 now. And the fastest growing demographic in that platform is, 40, 50, 60 years old. So, and typically when people are at that age, they usually have a steady income. They've got maybe some money saved up, and they're a little bit more established. So I find that there's a lot of buyers on Facebook. Instagram is starting to creep up though. I'm seeing a lot of Instagram buyers. I see great results with Shopify stores and Instagram ads.
Oh, really cool. So your clients are on Facebook, but do you also do Google ads and Instagram ads?
Yeah, so I do Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google Display Network, Google Search, Pinterest, Snapchat, Twitter, pretty much any of those platforms.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. But your biggest results are on Facebook?
That's because of the pixel and how smart it is. That's where the scale comes, where you can get the most sales, because Facebook has the most information on everyone. So that's why it works so well, because it's been around for a long time, and they've been able to get that. And that's part of the reason why Facebook has had issues in the past too, with maybe privacy things, just because they have so much information on all of us. So when I want to spend more, Facebook's the first place to go.
Yeah, because they pretty much know everything about me, right?
Yeah.
What I like and what I don't like, and and then using that data, exactly. So that can really help us cash in on a very specific market group if that's what we're looking for. Way cool. Let's see. Looking over on my computer over here on my Facebook. Great seeing all of you that are watching today. If you have questions before we wrap up, please feel free to comment, and then on YouTube as well. So, Greg, what would you, if you're wrapping up, what would your final message be to folks here? This is obviously doable. You did it for yourself, and then you got so good at it. Now you do it for everybody else too. Someone can do this for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. So they definitely can learn. If they have, the main thing with Facebook is the ability to test and look at the numbers. If you're able to do that, you can start to figure out how to use Facebook ads for your business.
Wonderful. Well, excellent. I'm just so excited that you came here with us today, Greg. Is there any other information that you're thinking, you know what, a new person ought to know this too?
Yeah, so with Facebook, make sure you're paying close attention to Instagram. Instagram is owned by Facebook, but it seems like they're starting to show more and more ads on Instagram with a positive return. And so that's something that if you have a brand that's very visual, that's why Instagram is such a good tool, because Instagram is all about the visual. If you're looking to build like more conversation and community, then Facebook is still, to me, the number one go-to, just because it's designed more for an ease of use to talk back and forth.
Yeah. Well, that's excellent advice. Thank you so much for coming on today with us, Greg. Appreciate that you've shared. You've been so open with everyone here. Let's say someone's here and they are like, you know what, I'm doing my Facebook ads, or maybe I don't want to do them, and I'm looking for somebody else to just do it for me. How could someone get in touch with you if they were interested in that, Greg?
Yeah, they can just go to my website, gregmarshall.co, not .com, but .co. And if they go on there, they can go ahead and schedule. I offer a free marketing consultation to anyone's business, especially if it pertains to digital ads. And then we can come up with a little game plan. So yeah, if anyone wants to have me look at what they're doing, just go to my website and schedule a consultation.
There you go. Connect with Greg at gregmarshall.co and go sign up to talk to him about it. Great. Thanks for sharing that, Greg. Thank you all who are watching today. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel. Click the little bell icon so that you get notified when new videos come up. Like and comment this video. Thumbs up for us, right? Thumbs up and heart. We love all of those. And same with Facebook. If you know someone this might be a valuable video for, please tag them and share them with it as well. Thank you so much for watching. And like I tell you every time, go out there and make some money and then go do good in the world with it. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.